Mabel.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming.
I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Let's get right to it, shall we? For my audience who may not be familiar with you, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
My name's Mabel. I'm a singer. I make R&B music, pop music. I currently live in London, but I'm Swedish, English, Sierra Leonean.
Yeah, an amazing mix.
Thank you.
So you are currently touring with one of the most popular boys in the world,
Yes.
Harry freaking Styles.
No big deal.
No big deal at all. 21 dates you're touring with him.
Away from home for
So
a
Belgium is how many stops? Like
This will be my 4th show tonight.
okay.
And I've been away from home like almost a week.
Okay. So and after those 21 days, you're going immediately for your headlining tour.
Yeah.
So how has it been opening for his audience? And as an emerging artist, and what have you learned so far from the extensive touring experience?
Obviously, we're at the beginning of the tour, so, so far it's just been, getting used to, sleeping on a bus.
Okay, you sleep on a bus.
Yeah, I've got a tour bus.
Okay.
Which is actually really nice because, you have one place, it kind of becomes home.
Yeah.
Rather than, flying everywhere and having to, repack all your bags and just getting used to that because it's very different, obviously. Being away from home from this long, I've spent the last couple of years writing my album and I'm writing in London at the moment because I want my first record to be a UK-made album. So, I've spent a lot of time at home over the last couple of years. So, it's different, being away this much. Mm-hmm. The crowds have been really receptive and really beautiful. I think you don't really know when you're doing a support tour, what to expect. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the people that are there, they're there to see Harry. But so before my first couple of shows, I was like, what do I expect? Are people just going to be on their phones? They're going to hate me. But actually, the Harry's audience is they're so lovely and really supportive.
Receptive?
Super receptive, yeah.
Yeah, because I always imagine that it's quite hard to introduce songs that his audience may or may not know in different countries, and then every time you gotta give it your all.
Totally.
So, but I think if they love Harry, they probably love you as well.
I think they're okay, Harry likes her. We'll give her a go. It's been great.
I figure. So, you are. And is there anything that you learned from Harry so far that you were looking at him and picked up and said, okay, I'm gonna steal that from him.
He's an incredible performer. He's very relaxed on stage, which and I feel he just sort of says whatever comes to mind and communicates with his fans the way you would do anybody. And it's really, it's really nice to see how chilled he is.
Okay.
And just I want to get to a point in my performing where I feel that way about getting on stage, which is just okay, it's no big deal.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess when you're coming back in Belgium in April, you're coming back, you'll be more than prepared to kill it.
Exactly. I will have done a lot of shows.
So listening to your mixtape Ivy to Roses, your sound reminisces me of the days where soulful R&B was huge. The days of Ashanti and Maya and A. Marie and Brandy and sometimes even Destiny's Child. Who are the artists that drew you in growing up, and who are the artists that helped find your sound, how you make it today?
Yeah, definitely a lot of those people that you just mentioned. I think my big sister Tyson, she's 7 years older than me, and so I was born in the late 90s, but she was born in the late 80s, so for her 90s R&B is what she grew up listening to. And I just wanted to be listening to whatever she was listening to. I just wanted to be a part of that, because that's how it very often is. You idolize your siblings, your older siblings. So I think that's why my obsession with 90s R&B is so strong. So yeah, definitely Aaliyah, Lauryn Hill, and then lots of naughty stuff, the first Justin Timberlake album I think was the first record that I actually bought.
Really nice one.
Very good. Justified, so strong, and I think all those records are so timeless.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely still listen to them and I'm okay, I want to make a song like this.
What are the songs closest to your heart on the Ivy to Roses project?
Probably Ivy.
Okay, why?
It was just a different songwriting experience where it just came super naturally, and it's about family relationships, which I write a lot about love and the relationships that I've been through since I was a teenager. But it was nice writing about family and I just love what it means, and like every time I hear it, I think about my family. It makes me happy.
Okay. What is your songwriting process like? Is it like, do you have a certain setting, or doesn't it matter where you write, or do you go like Wyoming, like Kanye, like, you know, like, do you have like a certain preferred setting even, or absolutely not?
I think that where you are really affects what it is that you're making. So
True.
I've put a lot of thought into that over the last couple of years, which is why I've made all my music in the UK. You know, I'll probably get to a point in like album 2 where I'm like, you know, maybe I will want to go to LA and write, or like, you know, maybe I'll want to like rent a house in Iceland, and like, who knows? But like, you know, I think you have to really think about where you're creating things, because otherwise things don't have like a thread, they're not cohesive.
That's correct.
So that's how I've been thinking about the project that I've been making, and I have a few studios that I really like to work in, and I do quite a lot of work at home as well.
So for the next album, it's going to be London.
Well, yeah, so far that's what it is, and it's been a big part of my sound, like my city.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely feel that. Finders Keepers is currently your biggest song if we like browse through Spotify and everything. It's quite a challenging arrangement. Every time I can't sing it for shit, obviously. And I saw that you performed it at Jules Holland, which is for me one of the most prestigious music platforms on TV in the UK.
Yeah, definitely.
Was it nerve-wracking for you to do that performance?
That was my first ever TV performance.
Oh my god!
Which was really intense. You know, I think I just feel so lucky that I've done it in general. Like,
that's a blessing.
It's like, you know, it was definitely a dream come true. But yeah, it was my first ever TV performance, and now I'm like, oh, you know, I wish I could do it now that I have even more confidence. But I'm sure I'll do it again.
You'll do it again.
Yeah.
I saw that you had like some notes on your hands.
Yeah.
That was cute. I was like rooting for you. I was like,
so dumb, so funny. Yeah, I was just so nervous. So in the ad break, I was like, I gotta write.
I think that's smart. Period. Like, if you can glance over.
My manager was like, you don't need them. You know the words. And she was like, also, is it not gonna be like on the camera? I was like, I don't use my hands. I use my hands so much when I sing. It was the worst judgment call ever, but.
I thought it was really cool and human.
It's good to just own up to those things. I just posted on Instagram the day after with a picture of me, like, I was like, yeah guys.
Yeah, I
was nervous, okay.
I never saw it on your Instagram. I was just doing my research, and I was like, oh shit, she has lyrics, and you saw it in the comments, and I was like, you go girl. In a certain interview, you quote, "Look at how rappers view Mary J. Blige. I want to exist in that rap world the same way she does." Am I wrong? But it feels like you kind of already lived that statement and put it into a song with Fine Line?
Yeah, in a way? I guess like what I mean by that is like there's so many women like Lauryn Hill and Aaliyah that existed in that space, like without being a rapper, you know, challenging lyrically, like why can't I say the things that you say? And I definitely did that with Finders Keepers by flipping the concept of like, you know, I think there's so many songs where guys are like, oh, you don't need to chill, can this not just be like a one-time thing, whatever. And I wanted to speak about that as a female. And it's funny because like I know that song gets those big tough guys and their feelings. Like this guy drove past me the other day on my road and he was like proper like muscly road man, like with his top down in his car, like just listening to Finders Keepers, like feeling it. And I was like, see, that's the goal, because I want to relate to everybody that way. And I guess like Mary J's an excellent example of that. She gets everybody in their feels.
Yeah, I think I kind of understood what you're trying to say, because back in the day you had Aaliyah and DMX, you had Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule, who had that specific sound. Mary J. Blige and Method Man have an epic track together, like, and I definitely see you in certain combinations where you're like, sauce it up a bit.
I like that. You know, I'm not a rapper. I'm like, maybe I will be. No, I'm not a rapper.
Just your vocals are strong enough.
But I feel like I can exist in that world, and that I deserve respect from all the people that I respect. All the, you know.
The respect will come in due time, I'm pretty sure. Another amazing track, personally for me, is My Lover, where you team up again with, is it correct, because I'm not from UK, Notes?
Notes.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Because, you know, with the E or whatever. It kind of really gives me, as I mentioned before, that Jennifer Lopez Ain't That Funny. It's not the same, it's a different production.
Yeah.
But it's still, it draws me back to that period. How would you describe your connection with Notes musically?
Yeah, you definitely like meet a few people in in a sort of working lifetime that you just have that with, like, whether it be producers or other artists, where you just collaborate really well. And I think that's just because we get on really well as friends, and we just have a great chemistry in general. And I knew from the first time I met him, I was like, okay, this is definitely somebody that I want to do more work with. And it is nice having somebody that, you know, a friend that's an artist, because he obviously understands what it is that I go through, and vice versa. But then just we have a great like writing relationship as well.
That's nice.
And I think it is like a super, like, it's kind of a lost art, like that 90s thing of the like J-Lo's and LL Cool J's and the Ashantis and Ja Rules.
I'm so happy that there's a new generation like doing this again.
Where it carries on, so it's like longer than just one collaboration. Like maybe we've written quite a lot of music together, like just for us, just for fun.
Yeah.
So you know, maybe we'll do some more stuff.
Awesome. And how much fun was it to make the Fine Line video? That looked awesome.
It was literally my highlight of 2017, which is funny because it was like the last week of 2017 that I shot that video.
It looked so warm. It looked like a hot UK.
Yeah. I was like, guys, we definitely cannot shoot this video in the UK. I was like, we have to go somewhere warm and
where
amazing.
was it?
So we went to South Africa, went to Joburg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we flew to Johannesburg.
I kind of got that all wrong.
So yeah, it was amazing. I was like, I need to keep writing these songs where I have to go to all these hot, amazing places.
That was a huge casting. Did you just find the people in South Africa then?
Yeah, so
That's
we had an
amazing.
amazing team. Adrian that shot the video is from Joburg, which made, you know, everything so much easier.
That's why the light is so beautiful in the video. I was wondering.
No, it's definitely not in London. It would have been rainy and depressing if we shot it in London.
Yeah, but it has a vibe. You know?
So we all flew out there. We were only there for like 3 days.
And how many days did you shoot?
We did 1 day.
Wow.
We did it all in 1 day, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Really nice video.
Thank you.
You are raised in quite a musical family.
Yeah.
Your mother is Nene Cherry, who I portrayed when I started my little platform. She was the second person I portrayed.
That's so funny.
Years ago, I was at Les Ardentes Festival. She's on my blog from the very beginning. I really love your mother. Your mother's cousin is Eagle Eye Cherry. Brother?
Yeah.
Who also had a huge hit.
Yeah.
Can't forget. And then your father is part of Massive Attack.
He produced their first album.
Okay. But still. It's still Massive Attack. How was it growing up for you in such a musical family? And when did the music bug touch you in such a way that you said, like, oh, okay, my family is doing this, but I also want to do this?
I think when you're a kid, you don't think about your surroundings so much. I was just like, okay, cool, we're in studios, we're on tour buses and stuff, and it wasn't weird at all. And music's always been a part of my life, so I don't know if when I made that conscious decision, I was like, this is what I'm going to do, but it was definitely something that I always wanted to have in my life. And obviously I've seen firsthand that you can make it a career. Mm-hmm. So when I was 18, I was like, I'm just going to put some music out, basically.
Mm-hmm. And that was it?
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Do you go to your parents for like musical advice when it comes to vocals or even production? Do you ask their opinion?
We keep family and work super separate. You know,
smart.
What I do is very separate from what they do. Obviously, I am because they are. So they have been massive inspirations for me. Not like musically that I like sit and listen to their records and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make music like this. But like just because like I said before, I've seen what you can do with a music career.
Mm-hmm.
It's super inspiring. But I can't help who my parents are. Do you know what I mean? But
no, definitely.
It's very separate.
Yeah, and are they like worried about you in certain way, because the music industry is the music industry and they probably know all the good and all the bad stuff about it? Is there like any advice they gave you, or like careful there, be careful, or they just are like, let her experience and learn her lessons on her own?
I got my own first management and put music out, by myself. I've never asked them to open any doors for me, and like in that, the way that I did that, I think they respected as well, that they were like, hey, this is her journey, and obviously they've made loads of mistakes and I have to make my own mistakes as well.
True.
So
okay.
That's...
You've lived a bit everywhere, but you had Stockholm and London as your base, if I'm correct. What do you love most about Stockholm, and what do you love most about London?
Stockholm's great because it's like safe and small and like cute, and I feel like it's given me like my like sense of order and stuff. And I love that I can speak Swedish. It's like fun for writing lyrics and stuff. Like direct translating sayings and stuff is like really, really good. I think being bilingual is like a massive asset.
It's a plus.
It is.
Definitely a plus.
I'd say that like I love the pace of London and like how fast it moves, and I love how driven it makes young people. Like all my friends are just out there like doing stuff, and I think it is because like it's a city full of so many people that it makes people from a young age super aware of that, like I have to be the best at what I do or somebody else is going to take my place.
Indeed.
Which is the one thing that I think maybe like sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not sure if I would have had that if I'd just been from Stockholm. You know, I feel like it gave me both sides.
That extra push in the back.
Because, you know, London it's a really tough place to live. When I first moved back, I was like, oh, this is so stressful and the city's really crazy, and that's what my song, I have a song called My Boy, My Town, and that's what that's about. It's about like, you know, how cities change like people, and how like I moved back to London thinking, okay, I'm going to get back into this like amazing relationship with an ex, and I know exactly what this is, but actually, oh no, London had changed loads and it was completely different, and it wasn't what I thought it was at all anymore. And I think, you know, cities are literally like, they're the best when it comes to being creative.
Definitely London is like, it's like you say, it pushes young people to hustle for whatever they want to do and for whatever they inspire.
Totally.
In Belgium we have a much slower pace of living. It's quite comparable to Stockholm. So youth is just like living life here more.
Exactly, which
instead
is
of like gotta make it.
Which is great, because sometimes, you know, I need to go to Stockholm and I need to just like breathe and have that like, okay,
you
everything's
really
fine,
have
everything's okay.
best of both worlds.
Exactly.
The UK is doing amazing right now in music. There's a huge new wave of young artists that are paving the way, ready to dominate the charts of the future. Personally, that's what I think. And the sound that will come with that. And not only men, but so many amazing girls right now, like Jorja Smith, IMDb, Ray Black, Lady Lushur, Anna Marie. Do I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah.
It's Anne Marie?
Anne Marie, yeah.
Anne Marie, yeah. So girls are definitely winning over in the UK, you including. You have a pretty dope song with Ray and Stefflon Don called Cigarettes. Absolutely obsessed with Stefflon Don.
Love her.
Can we expect a video with that?
Maybe. You know, it's difficult. We've got 3 very different schedules, and
probably.
And I'm away for a really long time, but yeah.
I'm rooting for one. So, I feel like if there's one country right now who could make like a new Unity anthem or like Lady Marmalade anthem, it's definitely like the UK. Like there's so many girls that could like.
And we're all super supportive of each other, which I think is the best thing. I think it's like such a weird like construct that like men all jump on each other's tracks and they're always like posting each other and bigging each other up, and then we're supposed to like compete, whereas like actually I feel like in the UK definitely, like I know all those girls that you mentioned, like and we all like, you know, try and go to each other's shows and message each other and, you know, jump on each other's tracks and you know, that's what we should be doing. We should be making songs together and touring together. And
yeah, I totally agree. I think it can only make female music stronger, and definitely in the times that we're living with the Me Too and movement and all those things, it's nice when you see a young wave of girls all supporting each other, you know. That's why I kind of made a reference with like Lady Marmalade. You never had the track anymore like that, where you had all girls,
just loads of girls
dominating like a hit charts.
True. Yeah.
So okay, well, we're almost there. 2017 has been a pretty nice build-up year for you. You even had Brit nomination. What do you wish for yourself in 2018?
More big records. Obviously just making the music is the best bit, but then nice having those moments like when Finders Keepers went top 10 and stuff. That was pretty dope.
And
so,
what can we expect? Can we expect a debut album, or is that too soon? Or?
Yeah, no, it's coming. I'm rushing it because, you know, I'm young still, and albums have to like mean something more than just being a collection of songs. For me personally, that's how I feel. So obviously, like, I'm living at the same time as I'm writing, and it's about like finding that balance. I only just turned 22, so like I still feel like I have some stuff to learn.
You can take your time. There's no rush.
But yeah, it's coming. So yeah, this year, you know, the album, hopefully, or at the beginning of next year. What else? Just like, as many like shows as possible. It's used to be my least favourite thing about what I do, because I used to be so nervous, but now it's my favourite, because it's like getting to just see firsthand like what my music does to people and how it makes people feel, and knowing like, okay, so it's different from like looking at stats and being like you have so and so many million plays a month on Spotify, but it's like you're one of those million people, you know, and connecting with them is the best. So
besides music, like your musical life, what do you do in real life for fun? Do you have Netflix addiction or anything normal?
It's an interesting question. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't had any like proper time off in a
Did you see Black Panther?
I did see Black Panther. I would love to see it again.
I haven't seen it, so we can't talk about it.
No, it's so good. Yeah,
you loved it?
Just like doing normal stuff, you know, it's difficult like keeping up relationships, like friendships and love and stuff when you do what I do, because I'm so married to what I do that anybody that has the patience to like stick around
are rare.
It's busy is really difficult.
Yeah, and we let you like, free.
Yeah,
you know, we're not constantly in your phone. What are you doing? Where are you hanging? Exactly. Where are you going? What is this party?
That's it. It's so difficult. I have some day one friends that are like still around and like we'll do things like if I have a day off then like we'll just do normal stuff like go to the cinema or whatever. But like now the main way that we hang out, like 2 of my friends are gonna like come on the tour for a couple of days.
Oh, that's fun.
And then I have like 1 day off and we'll hang out and like that's kind of the way that.
And maybe take some time in between cities if there's time in the schedule.
Like, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Luckily, I love what I do, so I don't sit around too much and think, oh my god, when's my next day off?
No, I get that. Second to last question. That's the information I got from the label. There are 500,000 streams in total, like this little glimpse of all the streams that you have. Well, 500,000 come from Belgium, our tiny little nation. How important are your fans to you?
So important. It's been really incredible just seeing how like just little me, I just sit around and I write songs and then this like incredibly like persistent die-hard group of people just every day like show me love, sending me messages, telling their friends about me, coming to shows, buying tickets, like making songs big. Like yeah, I had a top 10 record, but like I think about what goes behind that and that's all because of these amazing people. I love them so much, like meeting them and like just, you know, like getting to know them and I want to know like what do they love.
And do you connect with them on social media or is that too much work or is it hard?
Definitely. Yeah. I think there's, you know, social media has a lot of negative things because there's no filter and obviously like people can just say whatever they want and I open my phone and it's one click away and then I'm like, okay, great, you hate me and you think I'm really shit. But at the same time, and I think this like heavily overweighs the negative, I have all these positive comments and all these messages from people that I can like, you know, just contact and talk to firsthand as well.
Yeah, and the negative it mostly blows away, and then the positive is at least something that you can like stick to your heart and just have the next. There's always a new day. If there's a bad show or whatever, people forget so quickly.
Exactly.
So there's always somebody else who's gonna fuck up.
Exactly.
Then you have a day off, and then a week later it's you again.
Very human is what I've realised. You know, a perfect show or a perfect song, or like it's not about perfection. It's not about nothing.
I mean,
being wrong.
if you can give like a good rendition of a song and you nail it, then I can really root as a fan from something. I can really root for people, but you can't like definitely with the singing that you do and many Yori and other girls, it's a craft, it's a skill.
It is.
And it's something that you have to work on, and you girls are all very young, and I'm happy that this genre with actual singing is kind of back.
It is,
so I'm like, give everybody a break. Seriously.
No, now I'm just
Let
like, when I do
grow.
shows and something goes wrong or whatever, I'm just like, sorry guys, you know, I'm just going to do that again because I forgot the lyrics.
Yeah,
or like,
do like Adele,
and people
stop.
love that. People love that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I am human.
Because at a certain point, I think it was even Rihanna who said, stop, I'm gonna start over.
Yeah.
I thought I was so ballsy instead of like when you're off key
and then
or
just panicking and then being like,
and
oh my
continuing.
God.
Yeah, just like stop, say I'm gonna do it again. It's your fans, that people are there for you. They totally forgive it if you say, I'm sorry, I just, you know. Anyway. Got a little bit sidetracked there, I'm sorry. Last but not least, my final question. I ask this to everybody that I meet. It's a very gimmick question. It's my only stupid questions I have.
Okay.
If I say Belgium, what 3 words pop in your head? And it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It doesn't matter.
I actually just feel really confused about this question. This is like, I think this is my first time in Belgium and I've been here for like 11 hours or something, a bit more.
So if you would split that confusion in 3 words, it doesn't matter, like your impressions here now.
I'm like looking out the window like, can I answer this question
Give
tomorrow?
me 3 words.
Okay,
and
well,
next
obviously chocolate. I feel like everybody says that because I remember my mum going Belgium and then coming home and she'd always bring me chocolate. So I'm going to say chocolate.
time, good mom.
I mean, I literally know nothing about Belgium.
You can say grey, it's okay.
Okay, I'll say grey because it looks pretty grey. Is it grey here a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that about London as well, and I love London.
Yeah, we're kind of similar there. You can add rain as well if you want to.
Yeah,
waffles.
Let's. Oh yeah, waffles.
Beer.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in the beer. But waffles and chocolate, definitely.
And grey.
And grey.
Voila, that's it. And now we're gonna take some Polaroid pictures.
Let's do that.
Thank you so much for having us and taking a little bit of time. And I wish you all the luck when you come back in Belgium.
Thank you.
In April, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna kill it for everybody. Okay, voila, that's it. Thank you so much. Hi everyone, my name is Ouni from POLAROIDstory.com. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if you guys noticed, but A Polaroid Story is a non-profit platform run by me and a bunch of music-loving volunteers. We want to bring you more quality content, and for that we could really use your help. Therefore, we created a Patreon account which allows you to support us for as little as $1 a month. Don't worry, there's plenty of cool stuff for you guys in it as well. Want to find out more about Patreon and how you can support us? Then click the link here above. Or you can click the Patreon link in the description box here below. Thank you!